Baramulla district is one of the 22 districts in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. Baramulla city is the administrative headquarters of this district. The district covered an area of 4,190 square kilometers in 2001, but it was reduced to 3,353 square kilometers at the time of 2011 census. Etymology. The name Baramulla, meaning Boar's Molar Place, is derived from two Sanskrit words Varaha and Mula. According to Hindu teaching, the Kashmir Valley was once a lake called Satasaras, the Lake of Parvati. The ancient Hindu texts state that the lake was occupied by a demon, Lord Vava, until Lord Vishnu assumed the form of a boar and struck the mountain with his molar at Baramulla. He bored an opening in it where the lake water flowed out. History. Ancient and medieval. The city of Baramulla, from which the district derives its name, was founded by Raja Bhimsena in 2306 BCE. A number of prominent visitors have traveled to Baramulla. These include the famous Chinese visitor Hian Tizang and the British historian Moorcroft. Mughal emperors had special fascination for Baramulla. As the gateway of the Kashmir Valley, Baramulla was a stopping place for them during the visits to the valley. Jahangir also stayed at Baramulla during his visit to Kashmir in 1620 CE. For the very beginning, Baramulla has been a religious center. The construction of Hindu tirth and Buddhist vihars made the city sacred to people of both religions. In the 15th century, the noted Muslim saint Sayyid Jan Baswali visited the valley along with his companions in 1421 CE. He chose Baramulla as the center of his mission and was buried here after death. His shrine attracts pilgrims from all over the valley. In 1894, the 6th Sikh Guru Sri Hargobind visited the city. Baramulla thus became an abode of Hindus, Muslims, Buddhists and Sikhs living in harmony and contributing to a rich composite culture. It was the oldest and the most important town in the north of princely state of Kashmir in Jammu. In the later centuries, until the 27th of October 1947, it was the gateway of Kashmir Valley, by the Rawalpindi-Murree-Muzaffarabad-Baramulla Road. It became a part of Union of India when the Maharaja, under duress of invasion by Pakistani tribal forces, signed the Instrument of Accession on the 26th of October 1947, which was accepted by India the next day. On the 2nd of October 1947, the Working Committee of the National Conference met under Sheikh Mohammed Abdullah's presidency and decided to support the accession to India. But Maharaja Hari Singh wanted to remain independent. A large number of tribals from Pakistan attacked Kashmir under the code name Operation Gulmarg, intending to seize Kashmir. The invading tribals started moving along Rawalpindi-Murree-Muzaffarabad-Baramulla Road on the 22nd of October 1947 with Pakistani army men in plain clothes. Muzaffarabad fell on the 24th of October 1947. They reached and captured Baramulla on the 25th of October. They stayed for several days looting, raping, and killing residents, burning and plundering homes and businesses, and desecrating and vandalizing shrines and temples. They could have reached Srinagar, just 50 kilometers away, and captured its airfield, which was not defended at all. They raped and killed European nuns at Baramulla's St. Joseph Convent and Christian nurses at the missionary hospital. This looting, raping, murder and abduction of girls continued for several days. It is said that the suffering of Baramulla saved the rest of Kashmir, because airplanes carrying Indian troops airlifted from Delhi on the morning of the 27th of October could land at Srinagar airfield while the invaders were still at Baramulla. Charles Chevenix Trench writes in his The Frontier Scouts, in October 1947, tribal lashkars hastened in lorries, undoubtedly with official logistics support, into Kashmir. At least one British officer, Harvey Kelly, took part in the campaign. It seemed that nothing could stop these hordes of tribesmen taking Srinagar with its vital airfield. Indeed, nothing did, but their own greed. The Marsuds in particular stopped to loot, rape and murder. Indian troops were flown in and the lashkars pushed out of the Vale of Kashmir into the mountains. The Marsuds returned home in a savage mood, having muffed an easy chance, lost the loot of Srinagar and made fools of themselves. Tom Cooper of Air Combat Information Group wrote, "The Pathans appeared foremost interested in looting, killing, ransacking and other crimes against the inhabitants instead of a serious military action." Biju Patnaik piloted the first plane to land at Srinagar airport that morning. He brought 17 soldiers of one Sikh regiment commanded by Lt. Colonel Juan Ranjit Ray. The pilot flew low on the airstrip twice to ensure that no raiders were around. Instructions from PM.A's office were clear: if the airport was taken over by the enemy, you were not to land. Taking a full circle, the DC-3 flew ground level. Anxious eyeballs peered from inside the aircraft, only to find the airstrip empty. An area cell was in sight. The raiders were busy distributing the war booty amongst them in Baramulla. In the words of Jan Muhammad Akbar Khan, the uncouth raiders delayed in Baramulla for 2 days for some unknown reason. It took 2 weeks for the Indian Army to evict the raiders from Baramulla. Joined by Pakistani regular troops, they had become well entrenched. Sheikh Mohammed Abdullah spoke in the UN Security Council on 5 February 1948 thus, "The raiders came to our land, massacred thousands of people, mostly Hindus and Sikhs, but Muslims, too, abducted thousands of girls. Hindus, Sikhs and Muslims alike looted our property and almost reached the gates of our summer capital, Srinagar. Recent years, roads have been improved and road network has grown considerably in Baramulla town since 1947. New schools and colleges have started and better facilities for education have been created. More bridges on Jhelum River have been constructed. A plan to connect the old town on the north bank of the river with the new town on the south bank. Decongestion of the old town has been attempted by moving some residents to houses in the new town. The most recent development has been creation of railway connectivity with Srinagar, Anantnag and Kazigand, and the planned connectivity with Banahal and Jammu. Administration. Baramulla district comprises 16 tehsils: Patan, Uri, Creary, Bonya, Tangmarg, Sopari, Watergam, Rafiabad, Roama, Dangi Wacha, Bomai, Danjapura, Kwa, Wigura, Kunza, Kwahama and Baramulla. This district consists of 26 blocks: Uri, Roama, Rafiabad, Zangir, Sopari, Bonya, Baramulla, Tangmarg, Singpura, Patan, Wigura, Kunza, Pillion, Bijhama, Norka, Narway, Nadil, Kandi, Rafiabad, Hardkanam, Tujar Sharif, Sangrama, Sherabad, Kor, Lalpura, Wailu, Kaipura and Chandilway Nigam. Patin Tehsil is the largest tehsil of the district Baramulla and was later split from separate Creary Tehsil. Patin town is situated in the center of the district between Srinagar and Baramulla cities and is surrounded by villages like Palhalan, Nihalpura, Hanjiwara, Sangam, Sherpura, Soniam and Yaul. Each block consists of a number of panchayats. Politics. Baramulla district has 7 assembly constituencies: Uri, Rafiabad, Sopari, Sangrama, Baramulla, Gulmarg and Patin. Demographics. According to the 2011 census, Baramulla district has a population of 1,015,503, roughly equal to the nation of Cyprus of the U.S. state of Montana. This gives it a ranking of 443rd in India. Of the total population, 542,171 were males and 473,332 were females, the sex ratio being 873 females for every 1,000 males, a decrease from 905 in 2001 census, and much lower than the national average of 940. The sex ratio for children in 0 to 6-year age group was even less at 866. The district has a population density of 305 inhabitants per square kilometer. Its population growth rate over the decade 2001 to 2011 was 20.34%. Baramulla has a literacy rate of 66.93%. with male literacy 77.35% and female literacy 55.01%. Total literate in Baramulla district were 571,348, of which males and females were 352,289 and 219,059 respectively. Baramulla town is the largest town in the district and the fourth most populous town in the state, with a population of 167,986 as per 2011 census. Geography. The district is spread from Srinagar district and Gandarbal district in the east to the line of control in the west, and from Kupwara district in the north and Bandipur district in the northwest to Poonch district in the south and Bajam district in the southwest. Baramulla city is located on the banks of Jhelum River at the highest point of the river. The old town lies on the north bank of the river and the new town lies on the south bank. They are connected by 5 bridges, including a suspension bridge connecting Gulna Park with Dewan Bagh. 5 more bridges are being constructed or planned. A new bridge will connect Kanpura and Drangbal areas of the city. The old town is congested and much smaller than the new town. Government offices, civil hospital, district hospital, bus station and most other facilities are situated in the new town. The railway station is on the eastern end of the new town on the left bank of the river. Past the old town, the Jhelum River divides into 2 channels at Kardanya just before police headquarters. It forms an island that has been designated Eco Park. The river flows past Uri town to Muzaffarabad town in Kashmir before crossing into Pakistan. Economy. Baramulla district is the largest producer of horticulture products in the state. World-class apples are grown here. Tourism. Baramulla district is a paradise for tourists. Gulmarg village is a hill station in Baramulla district and famous for its skiing slopes at 2,730 meters. It has a cable car for reaching the start of the skiing slope. Gulmarg can be accessed from Srinagar, 50 kilometers to the east. Some other tourism attractions in Baramulla district are Tangmarg between Srinagar and Gulmarg, freshwater Lake Wooler Lake 60 kilometers from Srinagar, Manasbal Lake, a bird-watching paradise, Manamarg, Vijayamarg and Mahalashamarg. Eco Park. Eco Park Kadnia. Baramulla is located at the island in the middle of Jhelum River on the road from Baramulla town to Uri. It is approached by a wooden bridge. It has been recently developed by JNAMK Tourism Development Corporation with a blend of modern substructure and natural exquisiteness. It offers a great view with mountains in the background. Jhelum River flowing along the island, and lush green well-maintained garden with some beautifully designed wooden huts. It is one of the best places to visit in the Baramulla and is a famous destination of locals, particularly in summer evenings. Some tourists also visit it. A cable car project and expansion of the existing eco-park have been planned. Tourism sites. Education. Baramulla town has a Kendriya Vidyalaya and a Sainik school, both affiliated to the Central Board of Secondary Education. St. Joseph's School, Baramulla, is one of the oldest missionary schools in Kashmir Valley. Other private schools include Baramulla Public Hour, Sect School, Beacon House, Baramulla Hanfir Model High School, Ashkara, Delhi Public School, and many schools. There are a number of government-run public schools. Higher secondary schools are also known as intermediate colleges. Baramulla town has government degree college for boys and government degree college for women. The city has a nursing college associated with the district hospital. A medical college and polytechnic college include SSM Parayaspora Patan Baramulla, and also a government polytechnic college at Kanisphora, Gujiar, and Amp Bakewal Hostel Ashkara Baramulla. 2 more degree colleges for boys and girls may be started in the city. North Campus of University of Kashmir is situated in Baramulla city. Other towns in the district have schools and colleges. Each town of the district are having 1 or 2 government schools. Healthcare. Baramulla has a district civil hospital and a district veterinary hospital with facilities such as radiology and ultrasonography. The hospital has been shifted to a new building with 300 beds in Kanthba in March 2013, which was in construction for 2 decades. St. Joseph's Hospital and Amp Nursing School run by Christian missionary nuns. There are smaller hospitals in other towns of the district and primary health centers at villages in the district. Primary health center Ashkara near Jamia Masjid Ashkara under block Shirini. Transport. Access to Baramulla from Srinagar. Baramulla town is located about 55 kilometers from Srinagar, the capital of Jammu and Amp, Kashmir state. National Highway NH1A connects the town to the rest of the country. Taxi and buses to the town are available from Srinagar and Jammu. The nearest airport is at Srinagar. The nearest railhead is Jammu Tawi, about 360 kilometers to the south. From Uri and Muzaffarabad, the 123 kilometers road from Muzaffarabad to Baramulla is along Jhelum River. It crosses the actual line of control and then passes through Uri town, 45 kilometers to the west of Baramulla town. The first 5 kilometers of the road from Uri to Baramulla is not along the river, but the remaining 40 kilometers is along the river and passes through fine scenery of wooded mountain slopes broken by cliffs that rise to great heights above the path, while below it the river either flows in narrow paths or roars over ledges and other obstacles. Access to Gulmarg. Gulmarg, the famous ski resort of Kashmir, is in Baramulla district. It is reached from Srinagar, 50 kilometers to the east. It is 17 kilometers south of Baramulla town. Air Srinagar is the nearest airport, 50 kilometers to the southeast. Jammu, the winter capital of the state, also has an airport. Road. Baramulla is connected to Patan, Uri, Sopore, Gulmarg, Tangmarg, Watergam and other towns in Baramulla district by road. It is also connected to Srinagar and other towns in Kashmir by road. It is also connected to Muzaffarabad across the actual line of control by 123 kilometers road that was closed in October 1947 after invasion by Pakistani tribals. The road was reopened in 2005, but the travel across the line of control is highly restricted and controlled. Railway. Baramulla is the last station on the 119 km long Kashmir Railway that started in October 2009 and connects Baramulla to Srinagar and Qaziagund. The railway track is connected to Banahal across the Pyar Panjal Mountains through the newly constructed 11 km long Banahal Tunnel in 2012 and, finally, to Indian Railway network at Jammu after a few years. The most recent development has been creation of railway connectivity with Srinagar, Anantnag and Qaziagund and the planned connectivity with Banahal and Jammu. Language. The commonly used language is Kashmiri, followed by Urdu, Gojri, and Punjabi.